Hi, I'm Jen from JenThereDoneThat, and we have new COVID mandates in Puerto Rico starting Thursday, September 2nd. So Puerto Rico is imposing new measures starting Thursday, September 2nd that will run through September 23rd. There is a dry law, at least from midnight to 5 a.m. No alcohol can be served. Private establishments have to close between midnight and 5 a.m. and social activities such as concerts, weddings, birthdays, and anniversaries are also banned after midnight. This is not a curfew. Excluded from this provision are private operations that do not serve the public. So examples are manufacturing, construction, agriculture, as well as health-related services, and of course, vaccination centers. So also excluded are funeral services, ports, airports, media, security services, transportation and utilities. They're all excluded from that midnight curfew, so those can operate as normal. This also does not apply to gas stations, supermarkets, shops of basic necessities, and restaurants with a delivery model. All of those can be open after midnight. Elective surgeries that require the use of intensive care are now banned. At least they're prohibited until September 23rd, which I expect they'll be reevaluating as we go. Masks are not required to be outside if you can still maintain social distancing. So you may see this enforced if you're outside in a large group of people. Just be aware. Also prohibited in this new order are boats tying up or rafting. They are not allowed to anchor on the beach or be within 100 feet from the shore. So this is for some of the little cayos and inlets. It's prohibited for those boats to be there, with the exception of mooring balls for solo vessels. So a single boat can anchor to the mooring ball at these cayos and inlets. All of these measures start on Thursday, September 2nd. Now, they are accumulative. We have other restrictions that were announced on August 16th, August 23rd, and to start August 30th. And all of those are also still in play. So just to recap those, proof of vaccination or negative COVID test is required for all employees and guests of paradors, Airbnbs, hotels, and short-term rentals. If you are staying more than 1 week and you are not vaccinated, you need to provide a negative COVID test every week. And when you are checking into the hotel, the first time you will need to provide a negative COVID test within 72 hours, the results back, or you need to show your proof of vaccination. There are a lot of businesses that are now requiring proof of vaccination to enter. And so these apply to anybody who's working in health and medical facilities, anyone who's working in hotels and short-term rentals, government contractors who meet in person. We also have other restrictions for restaurants, beauty salons, barbershops, gyms, spas, and casinos are all requiring proof of vaccination from both employees and customers. If the businesses are not checking vaccination status or a negative COVID test within the last 72 hours from customers, then they must reduce to 50% capacity to remain open. And then of course, we still have the existing executive order on airport arrivals. This is all arriving passengers aged 2 and above must show a negative COVID test taken within 72 hours of arrival. They're not accepting rapid tests. It must be the PCR molecular test or an antigen test. If you have already had COVID, you need to show proof of recovery from COVID when you arrive as well. Any passengers 12 and over can show their proof of vaccination. So if you are vaccinated, you don't need to have that additional COVID test if you're arriving from a US location. International passengers still need to provide a negative COVID test within 72 hours of arrival, regardless of vaccination status. You still need to fill out the travel declaration form when you arrive. If you do not have your negative COVID tests at that time, you have 2 days, 48 hours to upload your negative COVID tests if you do not have proof of vaccination. So these rules have been in place for months. They're not changing anytime soon. We are seeing more and more restrictions coming every week, so be sure you pay attention if you're visiting the island, and make sure that you know the current rules if you live on the island. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more from JenThereDoneThat, giving you all the COVID requirements that you never wanted.